Hey guys, welcome to the show. My name is Poch, and I will be your host of the Something Something People podcast. Now, this is probably my 35th take in defining what the Something Something People podcast is, aside from it being a mouthful. So, here goes. Honestly, coming into this, my highest intention was to just record conversations I've had with people that inspired me. I hope it inspires other people, or at least give them a really good laugh, because I think conversations are the best way to gain inspiration. And if I could just do that with one or two of you guys listening, then my mission here is done, because that's what we have to do in life, just inspire people and just, put it all out there on the line. And this is me doing that. So I hope you guys enjoy. Apologies for the stuttering and all the likes I may have said. It's still a work in progress. My first guest is the PWR Champion, the beautiful one, Billy Suede. My conversation with him it went a lot of places. It started first in wrestling, then it got to weird conspiracy theories and the Mandela Effect. Then it just got to I just started to get to know the guy, and he is one inspiring dude, and I really hope that we get to do this more. Billy, if you're listening, thank you so much for being the first guest on the Something Something People podcast. Anyway, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, here he is, Billy Suede.
No, the
modern day. Sorry, my bad.
Come on, Poch, you should know this stuff since you announce it.
I'm so sorry.
Once a month at least. Right?
The modern day man of Renaissance, the beautiful one, the beautiful Billy Suede. Billy, congratulations first of all on winning the PWR Championship.
Oh, thanks, man. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good feeling.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I have to ask because I was going in and out backstage, the entire match. Did you guys plan that out? Please walk us through that.
Well, not to reveal everything, but we did the things that we needed to do to get that match going and stuff like that, and which included that little spot that we did, which was the thing about that was to me wrestling is entertainment, right?
That's true.
So when I came to the office and mentioned suggested the idea, they said to me didn't you want to have your match be a serious match and stuff like that?
That's true.
I was like, yeah, we'll get to that serious part, but to me just wrestling is entertainment, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you should be able to have those funny moments and stuff like that, right? And it worked because crowd ate it up, first of all, right?
They did.
And which was great, and it couldn't have happened unless the crowd was part of it, you know what I mean? And that what I mean by that is them being all hey, yeah, kiss and all that sort of stuff, right?
That's true.
So I couldn't if that didn't happen, then probably that whole thing probably wouldn't have gone down. You know what I mean? At least it wouldn't have went the way that it did that night, right?
I just have to say it happened really naturally.
Yeah,
It felt really it just sunk into the match.
Yeah,
and even the way you guys played it off.
Yeah.
Even though sure, it's a funny spot. However, I think that's just the market we have here.
Yeah.
If I have to ask, you wrestled in Canada, what's the biggest difference? You should probably ask that a lot. You get asked that a lot, but what's the biggest difference between Canada and the Philippines?
Well, specifically, I think back in Vancouver, the scene there has been around for a longer time, right? So, I believe the scene dates back to maybe the late 80s, maybe earlier, maybe even to the 70s,
Wow.
The territory down there started I believe by Gene Kiniski, I believe. He's like an old school guy, right? And then I think Al Tonko came by and started All Star and all that sort of stuff. So late, I think correct me if I'm wrong, but 70s or 80s around there. So so the scene's been there for a long time, right? Out here, it's fresh, right? It's 3 years, I think, right? 3 years.
3 years. Well, since it blew up,
right?
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I knew about what's his name, Joe Poggi.
Joe Poggi.
Joe Poggi.
I don't even know him.
Yeah, Joe Poggi. Like this is like 80s. This is like back in the 80s.
Oh,
yeah.
back in the 80s. Okay.
Joe Poggi and like the Smoky Mountain Brothers and stuff like that.
Okay.
I think that was like the sort of wrestling scene that happened here back in that day. But fast forward now, like so whenever in my opinion, whenever things are like really fresh, that's like the most exciting part of anything that's starting. You know what I mean? So out here, PWR and pro wrestling is just sort of started, in my opinion. Like it's still in its infancy stage.
Wow. All right.
So, like crowds back home, not that they're exciting and stuff like that, but like it's kind of like they've sort of seen everything under the sun, right?
True.
Not all of it, but like so out here there's room to like do a lot of things that maybe people haven't seen before, or they've only seen online or whatever. So, but they haven't really seen it like live, right?
That's true.
But that being said, like, again, going back to this whole Kiss Me spot, right?
You think that would have worked in Canada?
Okay, so here's the thing. Like, I don't know. I doubt it would have gotten the response that it did here.
That's
you
true.
know what I mean? Because I was on Sunday when I was training with the boys. I was telling them about it, and I was like, you know what? If we were to do this spot like back home, maybe it would have gone over. Like maybe, but it wouldn't have. People would have been like, "Ooh, that's kind of like I don't know about that, right?"
That's
like,
true.
You know what I mean? Like,
pretty much, since you said it was dated way back, they've probably seen most of it.
Right?
So.
Yeah. And then on top of that, I don't know. It's just I guess the type of the humor like here in the Philippines is different, right? So like there's a lot more. I don't know how to say it, but like it's like I kind of like equate it to like the whole I don't know I guess the whole dating scene out here.
Really?
Like it's different. It's
Okay.
different. It's different. Like for me, like me like I don't mean to offend anybody out here.
Go for it.
But
this
like
unplug. It's going on the internet, so
okay,
who's gonna
great,
stop
yeah.
us?
So it's like out here dating is like from what I found is like everything's really I guess sort of more conservative compared to where from where I'm from. From Vancouver, right? And it's like I'd imagine back home, like you date like a lot of people, and like it's almost right? It's almost like it's trial and error. Okay, if it doesn't happen with this one girl, then just move on to the next girl, and it's all good, right?
True.
Out here, it's like you stick to that one person,
like,
for a long time. So I mean, so like again, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that, right? It's just that I found like. I don't know. I'm no relationship expert or anything like
We're
that.
getting there now.
Yeah, but like it's really like I don't know how to say it, but like a really soft approach to that sort of stuff. So like I mean, there's always gonna be a lot of cute stuff. Like cute, like cute, ooh, and then it just plays into that whole ooh kiss like sort of deal, right?
That's
like,
true.
I was just like, okay, great. I guess this is the way things are here. So let's use that.
Nice.
And let's give like what the crowd wants. You know what I mean? And like at the same time, let's just make it really funny.
Yeah.
And then you know what I mean? And like I got the idea from like we were when we were at Fisher Mall. Me and Sandata were wrestling, and then I got him in a headlock, and we were.
We were in
the corner, right? And then we're close quarters, and then I didn't notice this until I watched the tape after, but like I heard somebody in the audience do like, ooh, kiss,
yeah,
right?
that's true. If anybody stays longer in a rest hold, they think it's something sexual.
Right? Yeah.
In the States, that would never happen.
No, exactly.
Like, they chant, but here it happens.
Right.
Which is interesting.
Right? And it's just cool. Like so it just gave me that idea. I was like, all right, sweet. Like,
and I think that's great because some people kind of frown on that. Like, you're not respecting like the storytelling that's happening. But what you did. You kind of flipped the script and you acknowledge that and you actually applied it. And I think that's what's great because that's what's starting to become Philippine pro wrestling.
Right.
If I can ask you, since it's like in its infancy stage, and not that much people know professional wrestling, Philippine professional wrestling,
right?
How would you explain professional wrestling to like a Filipino that knows absolutely nothing about doesn't know WWE, doesn't know like any of that?
Well, okay. Well, in my opinion, professional wrestling is just like any other performance art, right? Like if it's like if you go to like a play or something like that, right? So you know, there's a stage and there's characters and they're telling a story, right? Obviously, besides the subtle differences of like, you know, the physicality and like, you know, sort of the quote unquote stunts that happen, stuff like that. We're still telling a story, and still, you know, you know, showing art. You know?
That's true.
It's just expressed in this sort of like, you know, like
this spectacular, just the,
you know, like this fight, like it's like this, like this story between like this good guy and this bad guy, and they're gonna fight, and like it's about, you know, the struggles, or you know, whatever story they want to tell in between, right? Except that in pro wrestling, and this is pretty funny because like if you were to go to like say like a play, live play, and then, you know, the characters are up there, and then you're in the audience, and then you sort of don't like what's going on, you know, from one of the characters. You can't, like, the guy in the audience at a play can't stand up and be like, "You suck, get off the stage, you're horrible."
That's
at
true.
A pro wrestling show, you have every right to do that.
Complete autonomy.
You know?
Just like, you can scream whatever you want, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, so in that way, you know, pro wrestling is unique because not only does it have its own like thing going on, but like it involves the audience. You know what I mean? And like it invites the audience to participate with whatever is happening in the ring. Because like, you know, if you ever like, you know, do a match where like there's nobody in the audience, then like, you know, it's just not really.
Yeah, that's true.
Really
it looks
cool,
like
right?
choreography.
Yeah,
it's not really getting audience participation.
Sure. Yeah. So I think pro wrestling is one of those things where like it's very, like it involves the audience a lot, and that's I think that's a great thing, you know.
That's great.
Yeah.
Actually, like that's what I usually lead with. Like it's just honest to God, it's just the portrayal of a struggle between good and evil. Yeah. If you want to go that deep, instead of like, then they see like, you know, people like hit each other with steel chairs. Then they're like, where's that in this?
Yeah. Well, you know, that's pro wrestling just getting out of hand like over the years, right? You know, like everybody, you know, you always like, got to top the last thing that you do to like see, right? But you know, I guess it's like sort of like violence in art form. I don't know.
It is, yeah. And honestly, like I think Paul Heyman said it best. Like he's concerned with people that actually appreciate it. If people like, honestly, I don't really want to waste my time. I respect people that don't, you know, that want to suspend disbelief and see for it being a spectacle.
Absolutely.
And honestly, like I think we share the same vision, hoping that the Philippines can actually grow into that.
Right.
Like just because, in all honesty, and I might be ranting here, but I feel like our media in the Philippines is a bit backwards compared to like in the States. Like if you watch like teleseries, the music is going to tell you when you're supposed to feel sad, instead of like force feed the audience. From what my experience, again, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm going to post this on the internet. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but I feel like our media is very backwards in terms of, even in stand-up comedy. That I know that industry is also struggling because they think stand-up comedy here in the Philippines is that you berate people. Exactly. I feel like introducing this in its own art form, I feel like we can actually, oh my God, I feel like a Miss World candidate saying we can advance the Filipino race or something.
You know, that being said too, like that's I think this is why like I try to engage. Like I go out there try my best to like engage the audience. You know what I mean? It's like to your you know, average worker or, you know, average wrestling fan. That's what we call like getting heat, right? Like you just want to engage the audience so that, you know, they can be a part of it, right? So I mean that's what I've been. I think, again, going back to one of the things, like having the audience be a part of it, like that's what I want. That's what I try to do out there. Like I'll try to go out there, you know, get some heat from like the audience, not to like whatever, not just for the sole purpose of getting heat, but just to get them involved. You know, because like I said before, like this is one of the things where it's like the audience is like the I was gonna say the third member, but like the fourth member, because you got two wrestlers, the referee, and then you have the audience.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? These are all like those are like the 4 parts to like make a great match. You know what I mean? So
nice.
And I hope that Filipino people will embrace that and like start coming to the shows and being like, oh, okay, so this is what pro wrestling is. Like, I'm allowed to.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. I think that's the most fun. Just,
yeah,
you paid for it. Just okay, do whatever you want.
You know, when I first got here and like did my first couple matches or whatever, I just thought like people were just sort of just like quiet and like you know sort of respectful. Not like in the like the Japanese style,
it's very
like, yeah, but like out there, you know, obviously it's been around for longer and like you know that's sort of like the sign of respect and stuff like that. But like out here, I was just like, oh wow, like. Am I like doing something wrong or like why aren't they like staying there? Right?
Yeah. Your first match here, what was it?
It was PWR Mainit, I think. I think it was. Yeah.
Oh, you did a pre-show with Blackzilla.
Yeah, I guess
and that didn't end that well. So
yeah, you know, things. You know, well, that's the thing with the pro wrestling business, right? Like you never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
right?
shame though.
Yeah, and you know, the main thing is just to make sure that everybody's safe in there and stuff like that. And like, you know, unfortunately, it didn't go the way the outcome that both of us wanted. But hey, you know what? You just chalk that up and you know
it's part of the business.
Right? Yeah, it's part of the business. Yeah. But yeah, that was my first show. Like, that was what back in like
Path of Gold, and then after that was Mainit, and then that's when you came.
Okay,
you promo.
Wait a minute. No, Path of Gold was the first one.
Path of Gold was the first one.
Yeah, and then Mainit was the second one. Yeah.
That's when you and JD got that.
Yeah, that's when we started that off. That was
That was great.
Yeah,
actually.
that was really cool. Like. I love doing things like that where it's like you do like that little thing just to like promote the next match. You know what I mean?
Great.
Like
yeah, just build a story.
Yeah, building stories and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so I think so it's Path of Gold, Mainit, and then I guess it was Revo X after.
Revo X, yeah. We had that jaw-dropping match.
Yeah.
Not to be like a fan. It was great though.
Yeah, that was pretty fun. Like you know, like JD he can go and stuff. I've said this before, and yeah, it was a pretty fun night. Yeah.
Interesting. I have to ask. This is totally out of topic though.
Yeah.
But as a wrestler, do you ever break down things into like everyday life situations?
Oh yeah.
Are you serious?
For sure.
Like what? I mean, I have mine, but I would love to hear like from a pro wrestler, like what, like when you getting some heat right now from this cop.
Exactly. I mean, I use like you know the jargon, like quote unquote the jargon, industry talk, and everyday life.
For those who don't know the jargon, like I'm pretty sure this can go out on the internet. Some people don't even know the jargon. So what type? Because I break down movies into wrestling like segments.
Okay, yeah. Well, you know, first off, a gimmick.
A gimmick. Okay.
Yeah, a gimmick is like. I mean, for me, I use gimmick for everything, right? If I'm at the restaurant and like I'm just, you know, ribbing or rib is another one. So if I'm at a restaurant and I'm joking around with the waitress or whatever, I'm like, I'll get the gimmick with the side gimmick and I'll get a large gimmick, please. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So I don't know. You could always just use gimmick for whatever. Yeah. You know what I mean? And or like you know, like like one that myself and my friends back home, like anytime, you know, we go on a date with a girl or something like that, it's like you're booked that night, you know what I mean? So you know, your buddy calls you up, he's like, yo bro, what are you up to tonight? Oh man, I'm booked tonight. He's like, shit, alright, that's cool.
Booked tonight.
Yeah,
cool.
You know,
awesome.
and
we're back to dating
again. No shit, right? And like you know, and like what else is there? Oh, I'm getting over with my boss tonight or something like that. Right? Like getting over, like you know, my boss is digging my work or something like that.
Nice, that's good. Getting over on life.
Yeah,
just do that.
Right, getting over on life, or like, oh man, this girl's giving me so much heat right now. You know, I'm in the doghouse or something like that, right? Stuff like that, or
that's
you know, stuff like that.
Yeah,
right?
I don't know, just have fun with it. And honestly, I feel like once you're in the business, you can't turn it off. You can't see anything the same way anymore.
No.
Especially, I don't know if you watch boxing now. They're getting a lot of stuff from WWE with the Mayweather and the...
Yeah. Well, here's the thing about Mayweather.
And Conor,
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure this has been said by a lot of people, but like... And I credit this to Mayweather and his first stint with the WWE.
Yeah, when he fought Big Show, right?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he's a smart guy, like obviously a smart business guy. But I'm sure, like, I heard, I think it was like a Joe Rogan podcast, and they were saying how, like, you know, Joe Rogan was saying, oh yeah, you know, Floyd Mayweather was was
Pretty Boy.
He was Pretty Boy
Floyd.
Floyd Mayweather. And then he turned himself into Money Mayweather. And then he was saying, like, oh yeah, it's kind of like when you know, Mayweather embraced being a heel.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And like,
true.
and like, you know, I was thinking about it, I was like, oh yeah, you know what? Like he did do some business with the WWE, so I'm pretty sure like some guys were like,
you should be a bad guy.
Yeah, you know, like Mayweather's probably like, oh okay, I see how this works. Like, you know, there's characters, there's faces and heels and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And like, you know, like being like a heel, like it's what he is now, man. You know what
exactly.
I mean? Like, and he was able to turn that into a profit, and like, you know, like
people want to see him lose.
Yeah,
and he thrives on that.
Exactly. You know what? People want to see him. Period.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like just being that like outlandish, like dude that like is on TV saying all this like crazy stuff. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, hey man, that sells tickets. You know?
It does.
And that is definitely just like a promote, like the way you know things happen with like pro wrestling. Is like
That's true.
you get these guys, you get these characters to promote like the match. You know what I mean? And like get people to pay money to buy a ticket. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like I'm pretty sure like Mayweather has like fully embraced that sort of ideal, and like look where he is now, man.
Exactly.
Like, I don't blame the kid. Like,
Yeah, I
for
know.
doing it. That's
$1
genius.
billion fight.
Yeah,
Jeez.
it's crazy. Like like, and like everybody was like, oh yeah, you know, like I don't care who it is, I just want to see it.
Yeah, it's too. Yeah, they're larger than life characters.
Yeah.
Just like wrestling, I feel.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, to go back to your point of like, yeah, having wrestling like just dipping into like, you know, everything nowadays is great because I always thought, and this might be like the conspiracy theorist in me.
Game. I could talk all day about conspiracy theory if you want to go on that.
You know, like the word like. I don't mean sound crazy or whatever, but like I think the world's like a work. You know, the whole thing is a work.
Really?
Yeah.
So you believe in simulation theory and all that?
Sure. I mean, I like obviously it's not like I'll like advocate it, but I'll be like, oh yeah, you know what? I could see that. I could see that happening. You know what I mean? Like ever since like The Matrix came out, it's just like you know.
Have you heard? I've just recently heard. Have you heard of the Mandela Effect?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Where it's like,
oh my god.
Where it's like you think something happened,
but
it didn't, or something like that.
Yeah, apparently there's.
This is crazy.
Yeah,
Cause like my buddy was talking about this.
and
I'm pretty sure it wasn't you.
Yeah.
Like I was talking to somebody about this, and he's like, "Oh yeah, man, that's like the Mandela effect." I'm like, "Oh what?"
Yeah, because you brought up simulation theory, and that just fired up all cylinders.
Yeah.
Because apparently, I might butcher this, but there's this thing that's out CERN. I forgot. It's a hadron collider.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
they make things like hit light speed because they want to recreate the Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
But apparently, in the video of CERN, if you watch it on YouTube, there's a scientist there that's holding I might be butchering this again. A picture, like a paper that says Mandela and James Bond.
Okay.
If I may ask, who do you think is the first James Bond?
I don't know what the first one is, but the only one is Sean Connery.
He's not. There's another one. Because this Mandela
Well,
effect,
no, I didn't say he was the first one.
Yeah, but everyone says he's the
one.
first one. Okay, let me ask you another thing. In Snow White, what does the witch tell the mirror before, talking to it?
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all?
Check it again. In all the Disney flicks, it's magic mirror on the wall now. It changed, dude.
What?
Yeah, it changed.
Well, okay.
Like, I swear. Okay, here's another thing. Okay, you can search this online. Just look into it. I feel like conspiracy theories right now. The thinker, the thinking man.
The guy like this?
Yeah.
Sorry, for the people that can't see right now, I've got my fist under me.
Apparently, some people think it's on the forehead or on the chin, but now he's looking straight forward and his hands are out.
No,
I swear.
No, I see him with a fist underneath his chin.
Hand, you can look it up. His hand is open, like this. He's looking like straight ahead. There's a lot of things like this, or like if you, it's insane. This is okay. Or just check it out because they believe that we're living in multiple realities now and we're not aware of it.
Okay.
Like something changed.
Sure.
If you look at the one I just mentioned, the Snow White. All of the movies now it's magic mirror on the wall, not mirror on the wall. Even though pop culture keeps referencing it like mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? It's now magic mirror on the wall.
When did they change that?
People don't know because if you date back into the old Disney films, it's Magic Mirror now.
No, it's always been.
You know what? I will bet. Yeah, I searched this on. My boss is going crazy right now, like thinking about this.
No, like, cause like, okay, like I am obviously older than you are.
Okay.
Okay. So I
you have your Wi-Fi. We could check it.
I don't have Wi-Fi here because I'm whatever.
It's all good.
But okay. Since I was a kid, it's always been mirror on the wall.
Same here. I was freaking out the same time as you when I heard this. Here's another one.
Okay, first of all, who says it's Magic Mirror on the wall?
The witch herself. It changed. Okay, I will show you.
Okay, well, we have to get like a VHS copy of Snow White.
People have like reaction videos, and it changed.
I don't know about that.
They literally changed. Here, let me ask you another one.
Okay.
You play Monopoly, like the
yeah.
Okay, the Monopoly man. Does he have a monocle or not?
Yeah.
He doesn't.
What do you mean?
He's never had one.
What do you mean
He's never had one. He's never had a monocle.
Okay, hold on though. Okay, Ace Ventura. Do you remember Ace Ventura?
Yeah.
I think it was the second one. You know the scene where
it's all now. Look at that. It's all Magic Mirror on the wall.
That's bullshit.
It's not.
No, that's okay. Listen.
Mandela Effect.
Wait. Let's go back to the monocle on. Okay. On the Monopoly Man. Okay. Ace Ventura 2. When the scene where like he's in that party, that really aristocratic party.
Yeah.
And then he knocks out that one dude. He looks like the Monopoly Man.
Yeah.
And he had a monocle. Yeah.
Okay. The thing is with this Mandela effect is because we still have traces of events from the past, but some people remember it as such. So some people don't know.
Because that's how it was.
No, yeah, that's in your reality. That's what this Mandela effect's all about.
What?
I'm blowing your mind right now. I know.
No.
Look, see, it says here, Mandela effect, 100% proof. It's mirror, but in the movies, it's Magic Mirror now. Because there's subtle.
So what you're saying is, okay.
I honestly don't believe in reality anymore.
Okay. Let's go. Okay, I can be like, okay, yeah, I can vouch for, or not vouch for. I can be like, okay, yeah, there is alternate realities, whatever. It's cool. But like, there's certain things that I know, and I know that one, Monopoly Man has a monocle.
Oh, you want to search that too? Look, like you can look online now. There are no pictures of him with a monocle. Like people just draw it.
Okay, so I think we have to say that now. I'm pretty sure people.
Look, I searched it. None. They had to draw that.
Yeah.
They had to draw that on.
See right there. That's the monocle.
That's drawn.
But that's how it's always been.
It's not. No, dude. I swear.
I don't know about that.
I
think we are both agreeing on the same thing about like Mandela Effect.
Yeah.
I just disagree on the things that you're bringing up.
I wish I could too, because I don't want to live in reality. Like, if this changed, what if like people change? What if they change? Like, if you think about it, what if we wake up into reality where like, I don't know, like I'm the same person, you're not the same person, or maybe that explains why some people just wake up as a different person. Fight Club, you know.
Well, Fight Club is mild case of schizophrenia and stuff like that, right? But what was the other one that you said? You said Snow White. You said
monocle.
The monocle.
There's
what
also,
else was there?
Oh, jeez. What else? You can actually talk, Tina. Like. The Thinker.
Okay, fine. Thinker's fine.
But oh my God! Also,
the Monopoly
I have to ask. When did you think Nelson Mandela died?
Okay, well this is
that's
the whole
Mandela thing.
Yeah, that's the whole Mandela thing.
Some people.
I thought he died like in the 80s or something.
Yeah,
like that.
Apparently he died 2013. He died 2013. I'm like, what? I remember. I thought he died in prison.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's why some people like recall to they like the way you're fighting now with the whole Magic Mirror on the wall, mirror on the wall.
But what I'm saying though is when I was a kid,
in your reality. But now that is not the reality we're living in, sir. Like, who knows? Maybe when this podcast out, it's back to mirror. But in the reality,
let's just think about this right now.
Let's relax.
What if though? People.
Just a heads up, we're not smoking anything at all. We're completely sober.
Okay. What if though? Do you think that it's possible for like, let's take the Monopoly Man thing.
Okay.
Do you think it's possible to be like, okay, back in like 2008 or something like that, Hasbro or whoever made the game Monopoly was like, hey, let's fuck with these people and erase
I
that
really
Monopoly.
wish they would do that, but I have no idea though. Because
do you believe though that Mr. Monopoly had a monocle?
I know he got had a monocle.
Okay.
However, there's no
okay. By you saying that, then we came
from the same reality plane, so we're good. We're from the same field of Earth 1. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But yeah.
So who are these people that are saying, okay, well, I guess this is where the point is where like where the different realities come from. Is where people will be like, oh yeah, he never had a monocle.
Yeah, or like we're already interjecting like, butterfly effect stuff, like, oh, let's run with that one. I'm trying to, there's another one that blew my mind. Oh, jeez. Yeah. Berenstein Bears. Have you?
Yeah, okay, I heard this.
You know that one, right?
Yeah.
No, it's Stain. It's supposed to be Stain Bears. Stein.
Was
but
this
no,
Stein?
Yeah.
When I was a kid, that's what that was.
Yeah, now it's Stain. Stain.
Okay,
so now
what?
it's changed.
Okay, well the question is, who changed it?
No, the thing is, people look back at their books before, and it's Stain. It changed, bro.
Okay, like their books that they had like a little kid.
Yeah.
Okay, so when the Berenstein Bears came out, I was maybe, kindergarten, grade 1?
Yeah.
So I was like, 5 or 6 around there? Okay? I'm pretty sure I got some friends back home that have books like that. So you're telling me, if I go home, go to their house, dig through the thing, it's not going to say E-I-N.
I really hope it says that. That's what they're saying. I don't know what books are.
If I do that, and then I see that it says, all of a sudden it magically goes A-I-N.
Yeah. It's not gonna magically change in front of you, but they claim it's already changed.
Okay, but you can't, you know what I mean? Like you said, it can't magically change. So like, I know that it's E-I-N.
Yeah,
okay?
I know it. I champion it's E-I-N, right? But they say it's now A-I-N. We're gonna need a break, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna search on the Thinking Man right now.
So,
yeah, it's just I'm cutting this portion like just
you're just editing.
Definitely. Or just
actually, I've heard about this.
Yeah, it's.
I was with Noel and Jem and stuff, and we were talking about this.
Yeah.
But.
Oh jeez.
I just thought, I was like, oh man, like. But I can't. Okay, you know what I mean though. I can't. See.
Look at that. They changed it. Look at them. The Thinking Man was like this. Now it's like this.
I always thought it was underneath the chin. That's what that was mine.
Yeah.
But then now apparently it's on his forehead.
Yeah. No. Before it was in the forehead. Now they're claiming it's in the chin.
Okay. See. Okay. Now this one, I'm like, I don't know about that because the picture in my head was always like this.
I always thought like Night at the Museum, like I'm thinking, like staring at Ben Stiller.
Yeah.
But apparently he was thinking like this.
So you're telling me that at the museum where that thing is right now, it's like this?
No, it's like this now. It was this before, and now
it was like this. It was like this. Okay, well, you know what? Maybe this whole Mandela Effect thing is like applies to like other things, but like things like this, I don't know. Okay, like I'll be the first. Like conspiracy theories, there's some that I know,
succumb to.
Yeah, there's some that I believe in, some that I'm just like, yeah, fuck that.
Okay.
Right?
So which of the theories you... Alright, sure, that's believable. That's pretty believable.
Believable?
Yeah.
Anything that has to do with like, government conspiracies.
I do believe
NWO, Illuminati, stuff like that.
Oh my god, Illuminati.
Yeah, I mean, okay, here's the thing with that though.
Okay.
It's like, whether or not, like, they exist out there, it's like... I don't know if this sounds selfish or whatever, but like unless it impacts me, like me personally.
Yeah, then it's like
whatever. Like, you know what I mean? But
the Illuminati have affected you?
No.
Okay. I was like, oh my god.
I mean, besides having like that sweet all-seeing eye logo, which I think is pretty cool. Not really. No, it hasn't. But I mean, I don't know. Like, to what extent am I? Okay, let me see this. To what extent am I going to concern myself with, you know what I mean, with something like that, something that's like, I mean, the thought of being like, there's like these, like people behind the scenes pulling strings and stuff like that. You know, to me, it kind of it's like, okay, it opens my mind and like makes me think about alternative stuff. Like, I've always been a guy that like never, you know, went with the crowd. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I understood early on in my life that, like, you know, if I want to get things done, I'm gonna do it myself and like do it my own way. You know what I mean? And like, that being said, it's like I never really ever, you know, followed like the norm of things. You know what I mean? Me personally, if I don't think things are right, then like for me, you know, inside, then I'd be like, okay, cool. Like I'm not gonna bother with that. Like, you know, do my own thing, sort of stuff, right? So like in terms of like certain conspiracy theories or, you know, whether it's true or not, I'm not gonna spend my whole life.
That's a rabbit hole you'd fall in.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And it's not really gonna do anyone like us talking about the Mandela Effect.
Right. That's cool. Like, it's fun that we can talk about these because again, it's like with these things or like whatever conspiracy theory out there, it opens our mind to like think differently and like to think of like other ways to look at things, right? And I think for me that's the more important thing.
Yeah.
Like whether or not it's true or not, these things exist so that we can start looking at things differently and we can start applying looking at things differently to things personally in our lives. You know what I mean?
That's deep, man.
Like there's a lot of there's a lot of, you know, to me, like there's a lot of like when people are concerned about outside of what's going on, like, people should be more concerned about what's inside. You know what I mean? Whoa. And like start about, you know, okay, this is just like my
go for it, yeah,
personal whatever. But like, you know, everything starts from the inside.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Perspective, mindsets, and all that.
Exactly. Right. Like I'm reading this book. Like it's an old book. It's from like the 80s. It's called 7 Habits of Highly Effective People.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay. It's a book. Author's name is Stephen Covey.
Covey. Yeah.
Pretty sure everybody's.
Didn't you also do what's that? How to Win Friends and Influence People? Yes.
Is it? Did you do that?
Yeah, but I don't know. It's one of the top 10 things to read as well.
Right. Yeah.
So what does he say?
That thing, like I sort of gotten into that sort of field of like, I don't know. I guess you can call it personal development or whatever. It used to be called self-help or whatever it is, right? There's a lot of authors out there and like whatever motivational speakers. It's like religion. It's like pretty much the same idea, but they all talk about it like different ways, right? The reason why I love Stephen Covey's book is because he talks about like character, like your character. Like he calls it like the I forgot what it's called, but you know, it focuses on your character rather than your personality or something like that, right? And so to me that hits home because it's like, you know, and he talks about like working inside out, right? And like working on like being, you know, instilling these like very strong fundamental characteristics into you, so that like you know, like you project, I guess, this sort of like I don't know, idea of who you are. You know what I mean? And anyways, so it's all about, you know, working inside out. You know what I mean? Like everybody's so concerned about like this and that outside and just
external
like
factors.
External
they don't
factors.
know what's going on in their own like meat body.
Exactly.
Like what's going on in there.
So we're going back. You know, we go back to like mentality and like, you know, your perception of things and like that ultimately sort of like, you know, steers you to where we're gonna go. Like say if like for me personally, like, you know, I have certain things in my life that I want to be doing, like goals and stuff like that, and like there's certain like, you know, things that I hold important and stuff like that. So like me having like that sort of you know, sort of end game or like goals in mind, I'm gonna live my life like in association with those things. You know what I mean? That's great. And like, and these are all like he talks about, you know, these like fundamental like natural laws. Like you can't, you know, like everybody wants to you know, be a better person. Everybody wants to help your fellow man out. You know what I mean? Like there's like these natural things that just feel good, and like, you know, like you wouldn't want to like deteriorate your life, right? Like there's no satisfaction in that. You know what I mean? So in terms of like your mentality and your perception and your mindset, like that's sort of like, and this is coming from the book, like this is like like gives you a map of how like you want to go about things in your life. You know what I mean? So,
that's true. Because I feel like a lot of people are just operating on momentum.
Sure.
Like Joe Rogan said that, and I was carried away with that. Like, I went into the world, graduating college. Like, yeah, sure, I'll just do this, but I didn't really build who the hell I am.
Yeah.
And like, I feel like people like are just going through life coasting, just
going
wherever. Yeah. But then, like you said, if you build character and you understand what you really want, like your purpose and stuff, then you kind of can weave through where you want to be at.
Exactly. Exactly. You're right.
And there's not one formula like for everyone. Where like, hey, you graduate college, you gotta get a 9 to 5, you gotta do this, gotta do that. I'm a strong advocate in being like your own version of success. Like, define success for yourself.
Absolutely.
Then just go after it. Forget what everyone else says, stability and all that. Like, are you truly happy? Like, in that sense.
You're right.
And some people, like, I feel sad because some people, like, they're 40 and they're 50, they haven't even figured that out yet in life.
Right. Yeah. No, you're right with like everybody having like their own sort of like game plan, and like you got to respect that, right? Because how else do you want like people to respect you? You know what I mean? If you want to do your own thing, you got to respect other people that want to do their own thing. And you're right. Like, it all comes down to like what that particular person's idea of success is. You know what I mean? It could either be like be a CEO of whatever the fuck it is. Or like, come to the Philippines and wrestle.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Or like come to Asia. Or, you know what I mean? So like, really.
Sorry, I just wanted to. And when some people say like, oh, my definition of success is like this, and then some people say, no, that's not successful. Then again, you're operating on the outside external forces, and not your own.
Yeah, exactly.
For a while, I honestly ran on compliments. I ran on feedback.
Sure.
My friend asked me, like, I think you can answer the question real quick. If you could do something in life but not get any praise or criticism for doing it, what would you be doing?
Right. Yeah.
Like, if I asked you that.
Oh,
yeah.
Me?
Yeah. What would you be doing?
Like rest, like what I'm doing right now.
Exactly.
You know
and I think those are the happiest people because they don't run on external factors. Hey, you're good at talking. You should be on radio. Hey, you're good at presenting stuff. You should be like a CEO or something. Yeah. And I mean, to that effect, I really believe. Yeah, I honestly believe right on with the whole character thing.
Yeah, exactly. Because you need to instill those. You know what I mean. You gotta be strong in those sort of fields because you're right. Anybody is gonna tell you what to do, what not to do. Like even your parents, right? Yeah. People that raised you, people that you spent 18 years of your life. Exactly. Right? Like, they're your parents, and like there's obviously you have love and respect for them. But hey, you know what? Ultimately, it comes down to what you want. You know what I mean? At least.
What's like the weirdest path you walked under the influence of someone? Like, hey, you should do this. And you're like, yeah, maybe I should. Or is it a gimmick in wrestling?
No, it's called like, what is it called? Multi-level marketing.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, MLM, like multi-level marketing, like pyramid schemes. And
yeah. Well,
Shout out to Idol, by the way.
It's been called a lot of things, right? I know people that believed in that sort of stuff, were successful in those things. And at the same time, were really, really good friends of mine. Still are really good friends of mine, But
it's not for everyone.
It's not for everyone, and like we don't really have to go super deep into it. Like it was definitely one of those times in my life where I was like, oh man, this sounds really appealing.
Yeah, just it's the carrot.
Yeah. I gotta get definitely like I'll make a lot of money. Cool.
Sure.
Like, be my own, whatever it is, right? But at the end of the day, again, it wasn't something that I wanted, that I was really into, and like I said, I was always a guy that would always sort of just do my own thing, and like yourself and like many other people out there, like there's a time when like we were struggling, like trying to figure out what it was, and like you're right, like people that are at different ages, like they probably still haven't found that sort of deal. And like in that way, like this just makes it even more special that for the people that do find something
just hold on to it
hold on to it and stuff like that. And then on the other side, it's like, what if you do find something that you really love doing and then all of a sudden something happens and it's like oh, like I don't want to do this thing anymore.
Yeah.
You know, trust me, I've done so many things like that where it's like, oh, I thought this was it. This was it. You know, yeah, you're right. And I was just like, I don't know about that, right? But that's why it always comes down to, you know, fundamentally what's inside you, character. You know what I mean? Like your ability to. You know, one of the things is like your ability to like get right back up, like you know, after you get knocked down. You know what I mean? Because God knows there's a lot of things that I've like gotten knocked down by, and it's just like, oh man, like it's either you want to stay down or you want to get back up and like, and keep going. You know what I mean? So, you know, like the building of like your character and like, you know, what you find, what you feel is important in your life, and like, you know, just being a genuine, decent human being. Like,
just don't let anyone dictate that.
Yeah, exactly. You know, like if anything, don't let anybody tell you like otherwise. You know what I mean? 'Cause, yeah.
Not even two people recording in a room right now like us.
Yeah, exactly. That. Don't fucking listen to us, whoever's out there. All right.
Worst thing ever you do.
Don't even listen to us.
I had to ask though. You know Mike Rowe. You know the dirty jobs with Mike Rowe.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, he's advocating this thing that you shouldn't follow your passion, but you should bring it wherever you go. Because you should bring like follow opportunity more than passion to feed you. Because he said something with a skills gap. Like that's why a dozen people like in American Idol, they follow their dreams to, you know, go get auditions, but they realize their skill don't match their passion.
Okay.
So with earning a living, follow opportunity. Because some of the lucky few, like, that can earn a living doing their passion, that's great.
Right.
For me, like, I tried to put a price on my passion, and that I kind of fizzled out in doing that. So, honestly, I feel like, you know, balance and moderation. But, I mean, sorry, your take on bringing your passion with you.
You know what? I like that. I like that. I like that what Mike Rowe said, bring your passion with you.
Not follow it, just wherever you go.
Right, yeah. Because, man, again, like... I guess it can come to, again, like, with, like, you know, how many times you fail in life or whatever, and, like, sometimes, you know, if you're, you know, following your passion, it's, like, you could fail that many times, and, like, that can discourage you, you know what I mean? So, man, I don't know if Mike Rowe meant this, but, like, I think, like, you let your passion follow you around. To me, that says, like, you're this guy, you've worked on your, again, going back to your character is who you are,
right?
And you're this person, and wherever you go, I think, you know, bring your passion along with you. I think that might be a little, like I don't want to say easier thing to do, but more comprehensible thing. You know what I mean? It's like
it's more of the majority, like
sure, So, I think that's cool. Like bring where my passion is. What my passion is, bring it with me. Yeah, I've done it here. Like coming here to the Philippines, I basically just left. I just dropped everything back home.
Wow.
I had a pretty good job. Like I lived in a really, really nice neighborhood back in Vancouver. You know, my landlord was awesome. Never bothered me or anything like that. I had pretty sweet neighbors across from me that lived across from me, and it was great. It was like it was comfy.
Comfy.
Yeah, you know what I mean. You know, I was making good money and stuff like that, but you know, there's certain things in my life that I want to be doing. You know, and there's certain. For me, it's like, you know. Like many other people, like you got this one life to live. Right?
Exactly.
Like, fuck, man. Like, wow, I don't want to be comfortable living this life.
Yeah.
Fuck that, man. Like, I just want to go out and do, and like, you know, I want to go out and do my
thing. If you're not dead at the end of the day, awesome.
That's exactly. Yeah. Like, dude, think about that. We only got we're dead, and then that's it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so like for the time being, why not fucking just go out there and like, you know. Do like you know what I mean? Like, anyways, like
can I just share that?
Go ahead.
My friend posted this quote. She said, well, it was by an anonymous person.
Yeah.
She said that the very definition of hell is your last day on earth, you meet the person you were supposed to be.
Ooh, yeah.
It's home, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Like, you had nothing else to do.
Oh, man. Yeah,
and that's
totally.
what gets me up in the morning now. Like, Jesus Christ, why am I still in this? Like, why am I not pursuing this, what we're doing right now? Like, honestly, like, I was picturing so many times when we were, like, I'm actually recording this, and actually this is probably one of the first steps. Hopefully we'll keep on rolling with this. So that's what lights the fire in my ass, like, in the morning.
Yeah, man. Like, oh, man, that sounds super cool. Yeah, like, I don't want to come to that day where I meet the guy that I was, wanted to
destined to be. Like,
yeah,
and then you,
like, fuck, I'd be like, fuck, I'd be like face palm myself, like, damn it, like, look at you, you look fucking awesome right now.
Me,
like,
I'm just here.
Yeah, and I'm here, like, exactly. So you don't want, I feel, and as much as you do, and you, Tina, like, I'm pretty sure, like, we don't want that. Like,
yeah, exactly.
You're right. Like, that's the whole deal. So, like, I don't know, man. Like, again, like a lot, like, this road there's a lot of sacrifice that, like, comes with it. You know what I mean? And I guess, mind you, like, if I was to compare it to a lot of other people, yeah, maybe the sacrifices aren't as big as whatever, but, like, forget about comparing and stuff like that.
Yeah,
like,
that's the human nature, though.
Yeah, exactly, compare. Right? Like, everybody has a struggle. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I think it's great because if you have a struggle, then there's things that you strive for.
Exactly.
And you every day, like you said, you want to wake up and, like, get better at something, and, like, always look, find meaning and stuff. The book over there, Man's Search for Meaning.
Oh man, you got Freakonomics, nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
The book on top there.
Viktor Frankl.
Yeah,
oh
Viktor Frankl, Man's Search for Meaning. I just sort of, it's divided in two parts. The first part he talks about, like, his life in the concentration camp, and the second part.
Tina read that.
Yeah, it's a great book, right?
Yes. Yeah. You can talk,
Yeah. Chime in anytime you want.
Yeah, please do. Any insights is great. Are great.
The second part talks about his study. I think it's called local therapy or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I mean, like, this guy, like, this book was suggested to me by a friend back home, and I'm reading it, and, like, the one line that Frankl says is, like, the one thing that you can't take away from somebody is their freedom to choose. Like, you know what I mean?
It's all down
like,
to
the
choice.
right to choose.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And it's like, and this is a guy coming from, he spent life in a
concentration
camp,
yeah.
man. Like, come on.
And he
like,
chose to be free. Like,
yeah,
in
like,
his mind.
he exactly. He chose to, like, not, not to give up on his life. You know what I mean? And, like, it, like, before, I don't know, I don't want to sound all, like, righteous or
Go
like,
for it,
on my high horse or anything like that. And, like, okay, I get it. There's certain circumstances that people get into that, like, are more challenging than other people, for other people to get out of. And there's other people out there that have had way better opportunities than most people. But I mean, regardless of that, like, everybody has a choice. You know what I mean? Like, everybody has that freedom to choose whether or not they want to be. If they think their situation is shitty, they have the choice to, like, try to get out of it.
Get out.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it might not happen overnight. You
Definitely.
know, usually important things don't usually happen overnight, right? But, like, I mean, like, if a guy that spent, months in a concentration camp can say that, like, I mean,
more with us,
exactly,
in our comfy lives,
exactly, right? Just people, I don't know, like, again, like, I'm not trying to be all, like, existential or anything like that, but
please do, man.
It's like, and that hits home for me. It's like, fuck, man, like, like, you have a choice to do things. This is like your life. You know what I mean? Like, this is your life to make of it what you want. Nobody's telling you otherwise. You may think that people are telling you otherwise, but no, really, it's not. Really, it's yourself telling you
exactly self-talk,
not to do it, right?
Yeah.
Like,
that's the fear.
It's the biggest struggle in life. Is the struggle with yourself. You know what I mean? And, like,
have you read the book War of Art?
Oh, you mean The Art of War?
No, it's War of Art.
War of Art.
Yeah, by Stephen. Yeah, I think it's a play of The Art of War by Stephen Pressfield. He's a 40-year-old something, and he actually deconstructed how you can achieve your dreams. And there's this thing called resistance, and it manifests itself in many things, like through relationships, through support, through procrastination, and all that.
Yeah.
And he really breaks it down of like every day you will be faced with resistance.
Yeah.
And it's a war that you're going to face till the day you die.
Yeah.
But it's your responsibility to face that battle every day.
Absolutely.
And you have to keep doing it and doing it and working on your craft.
Yeah.
And the resistance gets its strongest when you're about to hit the finish line.
Yeah, yeah.
Like when you think you're about to, I'm about to publish this book.
Sure.
It creeps up on you.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe you shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
You're a sci-fi writer. What are you doing writing self-help books?
Yeah.
What are you doing trying to, go to this job or do anything like that? So honestly, I feel like people should have these type of conversations more.
Absolutely.
And people, they're like, you're, put your tinfoil hat on and just just toe the company line. You're earning this much. Be happy.
Yeah. People tend to, what people don't understand, they tend to just be defensive about it. You know what I mean? So it's just the information's out there. It's just a matter of when people will be able to get a hold of that. And it's like you're right. Like people should be having these conversations. I was a kid that was into this sort of stuff back when I was in high school. I remember a long time ago I went to this Catholic boys school. And we would have these retreats and stuff like that, religious retreats and stuff. I'm not a religious guy, but back then I was sort of it was my first paradigm shift, as Stephen Covey calls it. It was a new sort of idea and sort of a reality that that I was introduced to, and it really was sort of opened my mind to not a whole bunch of stuff, but I'm not saying all of a sudden I turned into Buddha or whatever, but it just started making me think of other stuff. You know what I mean? And it's just being a part. Getting a hold of information like that, and just looking at other things different ways, it just totally just set you off in this sort of direction.
I was branded as weird thinking of those things growing up.
Yeah.
I always struggled really not knowing what's life after this. Or I've always had the biggest I think the weirdest conversation I had was with a buddy of mine back in grade school. I'm like, hey, how do you claim to be humble? How does that, how do you, I think that was one of the first conversations I had with him that he, why are you talking like this? What is up with it? When I honestly started exchanging ideas with somebody on personal development, because I didn't know how to take a compliment.
Right,
Am I not humble if I take a compliment or whatnot?
Right.
And then I think from then on, I just started researching on personal development and understanding who I really am, and understanding, are these the right people I surround myself with in life? Because steel sharpens steel.
Yeah.
You can't just hang around, because if you hang out with people that just suck the energy out of you and be all negative, and not really reflect. I know you're a big fan of meditation.
Yeah.
And all that. I try my best to do that as well and really understand. I try to reflect on my conversations with people if I really insulted people. I don't know. I'm really hard on myself that way. I just see
that's one of the things you gotta sort of that's one of the things I struggle with too. Is just being hard on myself. It's just the question I asked myself about that was why are you being hard on yourself? Why?
You're your hardest critic apparently.
Yeah. Well, it's what for? You're feeding yourself negativity. You know what I mean? And you don't want to be doing that, right?
That's true.
But going back to I would be in the same position where I talk to some of my really, really good friends, and I'd start talking about topics like this, and they're they'd be man, you're just high
relax,
or something
take a beer.
Yeah, just chill, man. What are you talking about?
Yeah, we're out. I'm dude, no, we got to talk about these things.
Right, and then there's a point where I was just okay, that's cool, whatever, let's move on, whatever, and it's fine, I was okay with that. But then slowly, you do find people. Yeah, you do find people that you're able to have these conversations with, and the thing is when you talk to people about these sort of things and like they're not familiar with it, they'll be like, "Whoa, bro, that's pretty deep." Bro.
Yeah, they're like, I'm like, no,
it's just what's going on, you know?
Yeah, it's what's going on in your head.
Yeah, and like you start talking to people like about like that share the same ideas, and like boom, you just start rolling, and like,
exactly.
you get you keep it going and stuff like that, right? So,
I'm honestly trying to surround myself with those type of people that like a brotherhood that. They want your best interest as well. They call you out on shit like, "Hey, you're being a lazy bitch right now.
Yeah,
you gotta work, dude."
That's your team, man.
Yeah,
you know what
exactly.
I mean? That's you want to build like your what is it called? Your boardroom.
Yeah,
you have your board of directors. You know,
exactly.
you have
a segue to War of Art.
Yeah.
They say you have to be your own company, like Billy Incorporated.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you'd be like, I should have fired myself. Being a lazy bitch. Like,
yeah.
I get that conversation in my head a lot because you get to separate yourself.
Sure.
And see yourself in that third person.
Absolutely.
And not take anything personally.
Yeah.
Because you know what? Like, yeah, today, I give myself a promotion because I worked my ass off.
Sure.
Or like, you know what? Because the next day you can improve. Like, if you were a lazy bitch the first day, you'd be like, you know what? Shit, I would have fired myself.
Yeah.
But tomorrow I'm going to do better. I'm going to hire a better version of me.
There you go, man.
So it's like you're separating yourself and you seeing yourself as work Billy from, chilling out or whatever. In a relationship and whatever.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, yeah, I feel like people should have these conversations. Again, because people are just running on momentum.
Right.
If they don't like this, let me move on to the next job. It pays more money. Just go through the momentum. Then they realize they're 50 and they're like, wait, what am I doing with my life?
Yeah.
So, yeah, man.
I find it too when like you get to learn more things, right? When you talk about when you talk about like the quote unquote deep conversations, you know what I mean? And it's like man, like it's to me it's like a way of evolving, like if you don't talk, if you start talking about things that will help you benefit like your own well-being, your own development and stuff like that, then yeah, man, we're leveling up our lives and like we're evolving in that sort of way, and like because it's all, I don't think there's like the information age and like the
it's
age
all
of
out there.
knowledge. It's all out there, right? But like I think now people, it's like it's all like with the whole character development and all that sort of stuff. Like it's all about like for me right now at this stage, it's like how can I develop my relationships with people, you know what I mean, so that we can benefit each, like interdependency, you know what I mean? It's
right.
Like,
you give me, we help each other.
Help each other out so we can come up with a better product, at the end of the day, I'll use my talents, use your talents, put them together.
We have a podcast.
Cooperate. Yeah, let me have this. Exactly. Right? See, we're being interdependent right now.
Oh my gosh, it's happening, and we're recording it.
And,
I get that, because honestly, like, I think I've had relationships where it was just like they either take from me, I take from them. It's not interdependent. It's just pure energy suckers. Just vampires in your life. Just suck the energy out of you.
That being said, like, again, like I have a lot of like really, really close friends that may not be able to have a conversation like this. But at the end of the day, it's like it's not that I'm gonna get rid of them as friends, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
if
for
anything, they're not energy suckers at all, you know what I mean? They're just people I grew up with and people I love and care about, and sometimes you need that. So I guess my point is like, you gotta have that sort of balance and everything, right? There's always that balance, the yin yang, you know what I mean?
I have to apologize. I didn't mean like I have to purge my friends.
No. I know exactly.
Yeah, because I've stuck around with people that throw pity parties.
Right.
Like you try to help them, but they're just not like. So at one point, I'm starting to become a negative person. It's really not working out. I think we should just like if you need me, like you really need me, just message me or whatever. Because knowing this, I feel like it's a responsibility for you to put it out there.
You should.
That's why.
Yeah, I mean, you owe that to yourself.
You owe it to yourself.
You know what I mean?
Too.
To be, if you want to be a better person, in whatever.
Just pay it forward as well.
Exactly. You know what I mean? The cream rises to the top, right? Like it also works the other way, man. Like all the people that you sort of don't need in your life, they'll surface soon enough, and they'll be like, all right, that's enough time that's wasted on you guys. You know what I mean? And usually they're the people that like are like the surface, you know, whether you want to call them friends or you know, acquaintances that you meet, you know what I mean? Like, you know, they'll stick around for a little bit, but then, you know, eventually,
they'll just like,
they'll eventually
just fall by the wayside.
Yeah, definitely. Exactly. Yeah. So.
Ooh, wow, how long have we gone?
Pretty deep. Bro.
I know, pretty deep for our first episode. How about we call our podcast Pretty Deep?
Pretty deep.
It's pretty deep.
In the deep end.
In the deep end. Going in deep.
Going in deep. Yeah.
Yeah. So honestly, I feel like I don't know. How'd you feel about this first episode?
I mean, yeah. Like we were just talking about. Like I don't know what you're gonna be talking about. Like and
no,
stuff,
honestly,
like,
I wanted to see how I banter with you. Like see where that goes.
Okay, I'll tell you this, Poch. Like I know that back home, like when I started talking about this sort of stuff and like wanted it, like I wanted to be like on a thing where it's like we
talk about anything,
able to talk about anything, and like this sort of stuff, like specifically like personal development.
Because honestly, like I mean, honestly, the start was a bit slow. I have to admit, because we were just talking about wrestling, because we were just getting to know each other and stuff. Yeah. But honestly, I told this to Tina a while ago that I don't want to put a label on things, because if you put a label on me, you're negating everything else I am.
Sure.
I heard that somewhere, but I don't want to be just limited to just like there's so much more to us than just wrestling.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, you see us there, but I mean, what you see there is just a fraction. It's just a small fraction of who we really are in real life. Tina thought you were an asshole. Like, just saying. Like,
I know.
What the hell?
Thanks, Tina.
Thanks, Tina.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But you know what though?
Just kidding.
Talking about like balance and stuff. I mean, like, I always think that there's always like a time and a place for everything. You know what I mean? And just because if we were talking about this and then all of a sudden we start talking about our favorite movies and stuff,
sure,
like that, it's not. I don't think that doesn't make us any like shitty of a person. You know,
exactly.
We're talking about like whatever. You know, it's just we're just talking about like who we are and like and like the many different things that we're interested in and stuff like that. So like I think it's great like to have like be able to talk about just whatever.
Exactly.
You know, not really be specific about things. I think it's just about like, you know, talking to people who are somewhat interesting.
Yeah, interesting.
And just like dive into like whatever.
Yeah, the psyche of things and just really understand. Honestly, my goal for this podcast was to get to know you more and for people to actually know who we are. Yeah. Because you know those talk shows that just have a person on for like 5 minutes. Hey, hi Billy. Hi.
Right.
It's very static, and honestly, I felt like we were really flowing. Diesel started like we started to honestly connect and have a deep conversation when we started like shooting the shit and just like, you know what, fuck it. I didn't even realize we had a mic on.
You know,
at one point.
You know, going back to your thing where like you want to surround yourself with people, like-minded people, and like sometimes for me, usually just people like just gravitate towards you if you want to like
throw yourself out there.
Yeah,
and just, like,
exactly.
Pull the energy. I don't know if you like string theory or that multiverses. We're not gonna get into that, but
why not? No.
I honestly feel like if you're flowing through life, all the versions of yourself are actually in sync.
Sure.
That's how I feel and that's when you start to be like a magnet for attraction, like positivity.
Yes.
I feel like what you throw out there, you're gonna reap in return.
Yeah, man. So, I mean, you know, like, how old are you, Poch?
I'm 24.
Okay, fuck, you're 10 years younger than me. Okay?
Whoa, seriously? I thought you were like 4 years.
No, man. Okay, so like my whole thing is like I never. Well, you know, when I was your age too, like again, I was sort of like diving into whatever, right? But like it didn't take. It took like to where I am now to realize that like it's all about like being in the present, you know what I mean? It's like all about whatever, like it did, like all the things that happen, all the events that and all the choices and all that sort of stuff that I made has brought me to where I am now, you know what I mean? Like regardless of how old I am and sort of stuff like that, right? So I think it's great that when people sort of like are aware of these things, you know what I mean, regardless of what age they're at. And again, like you said, going back to like the whole magnetism thing, like something brought us together, you know what I mean? And it's just
I just talked to you. I was like, yo, you want to start something? Like,
yeah. And it's just it was just what we were into, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and like,
stars aligned.
Yeah, man. And it's just like that's one of the cool things that I think, you know, life has to offer, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like if you're aware of these things and like, you know, like are like, not that I'm like saying if you believe in this sort of stuff, but like if you're aware of these things and like these things can happen, you know what I mean? And like, and this is like, you know, like like it's like these are like the mysteries in life. It's like, man, like how the fuck did this happen? I don't know. It just did.
It just did. Right?
And I'm glad that it did. You know what I mean? And like, man, like it's cool. Like, fuck, man. Like again, going back to like why I came here, man. Like it's just, I like we were talking about opportunities earlier today, and it's just like, man, like that's the thing about life. It's like life gives you opportunities. It's just you have to be ready for them.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like you got to make yourself ready for them, and like because opportunities will always pop up. They'll always pop up, no matter what. No matter how shitty you think your life is. You know what I mean? Or whatever. There's always going to be something that pops up. The only reason it doesn't pop up is because you're not ready for it. You know what I mean? So then you think that like, fuck, nothing's happening for me. Well, guess what? You know, you gotta do things. Like you, again, going back to like what people, you know, they figure out what they want to do in life and stuff. Like maybe, you know, maybe they're closely getting there. Maybe they're still trying to like dabble into whatever it is. But, you know, I think a lot has to do with like, you know, again, having that map or having that game plan and then like making yourself ready. You know what I mean? And, like that was the thing for me too. Like I been in the game for like, you know, if we go back to wrestling, I've been in the game for like, you know, 10 plus years. Like it took me this long to do it, but in another way it's like, okay, it took me this long, but I prepped myself.
Exactly.
I prepared myself for moments like this. You know what I mean? And like back home I was just like, fuck, I don't know what's gonna happen. You know, like I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'll like all I know is that I feel like I gotta take this step. You know what I mean? Because I think I got some like, you know, I got some artillery in my bag right now.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
like full of ammo right now. You know what I mean? It's like, all right, I gotta use this. You know, my brother, he told me, he's like, it's like you got this like knife and you've sharpened it as much as you can. Now you gotta go out there and use it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's like, let's be
my friend said, no one's ever ready, just willing. Like,
okay.
Yeah, exactly. Because you're never gonna be ready.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
You're never be 100% ready.
Yeah. No. 100% ready. Because again, you're right. Yeah. I digress, and I'll take that back. But you know, because again, like you said, like things will always pop up, and like, you know, along with that, it's like you're learning along the way. You know what I mean? That's another big thing too. Like life's all about learning. Like if you stop learning, then
you stop living.
Yeah. Something. You know what I mean? Like you're doing something wrong. You know what I mean? Like, and you're right. You know, you can't always be 100% ready because that's kind of saying like, oh, you know, you're not. You know what I mean? It's like you stop learning. You know what I mean? And like, yeah, that's one of the big things that I've learned through, you know, talking with other people. It's like, yeah, you never stop learning, no matter how long you've been doing whatever you've been doing. You cannot stop learning. There's always something that can be learned. You know what I mean? So
in the simple things.
Yeah, and it's exactly, right? Like, man, like it's crazy. It's fucking crazy. Life is so crazy, and life just offers so many things.
It's a great time to be alive.
Great time to be alive. Yeah, right now it's a great time to be alive. Absolutely, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. Like,
wow, we turned into an inspirational podcast right now.
Hey, man, if that's what it is, I hope we, you know, inspire people. But hey, don't listen to us.
Yeah, we're just like, we're idiots.
Just, yeah, you know? We're fucking around. Yeah. Don't even think about taking what we. Yeah.
So how do we end this show? I actually thought of like a really funny question to ask you.
Let's do it.
Would you rather have the ability to fly?
Yeah.
Except you have to be naked when you fly, and you can only fly like 4 feet.
4 feet.
And you have to be naked.
And I gotta be naked.
If you're clothed, you will fall. Or you have like Cyclops vision, except like you don't need the glasses, but you have laser vision, except you have to cross your eyes to do it.
You know what? I would rather fly and be naked.
Really?
Yeah.
When's that going to be useful?
Hey?
When is that going to be useful?
Fuck that shit. I'd be like, look, motherfuckers, I can fly.
In gyms, you can be
I can fly, motherfucker. What can you do? Oh,
you got lasers.
You gotta walk?
Yeah. You gotta walk.
You guys gotta walk? Well, I gotta fly somewhere.
Just have drop points around the city with clothes in it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's
exactly. Right? I don't care.
Yeah. And we ended it like that.
Okay, cool. Sweet.
So yeah, thank you guys for listening. Awesome.
Thank you guys for listening. Thank you, Poch, and thank you, Tina.
All right.
And there you have it. That was the first episode of the Something Something People podcast. Thank you so much if you guys are still with us. I do apologize for all the stuttering. Thank you so much, Billy Suede, for being my first guest. Thank you so much, Tina, for actually helping us out with this. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please drop us a like, follow us, give us some feedback. We really want to improve. Again, we're still a work in progress, so thank you to any support you give out. So yeah, good night, you guys.